Hello, you guys. My name is Marco. So right now I'm actually on the way to Mexico because today I was gonna go to a movie theater to see the movie Jungle Cruise, but I ended up having family issues, so I had to go to Mexico because my family's over there. But I couldn't see it, but I was able to see it on my phone on the way. So I'm gonna give you guys a small little review. Jungle Cruise. Here's the thing. This movie, by the way, is gonna be spoiler free. I enjoyed it. I loved it a lot. Right now, this movie, some people say, like I heard some people say that kind of reminds me a little bit of The Mummy, which I'm like, yeah, kind of, but like there's no desert, or whatever. But there's that. It reminds me of George. I don't know. It reminds me of what's it called? The Mummy. It also Indiana Jones. A little bit of Pirates of the Caribbean, and then also Jumanji. Now, here's the thing. My thought is that when I was watching this movie, yes, there's certain parts that kind of do remind me, especially Emily Blunt's character.
Okay, so I have to film at different locations, so there's that. But yeah, Emily Blunt's character in the beginning kind of does remind me a little bit of Jack Sparrow when I watched it, and a lot of reviews out there that say that this movie kind of reminded them of like Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, The Mummy. To me, when I first saw the trailer, it kind of reminded me of that, and that's the reason why I wanted to go see it. And a lot of people say, yeah, but like, this is kind of like not a good version of like these types of movie. And well, let me tell you something. The last Mummy wasn't the best, right? There's that. The last Indiana Jones wasn't neither the best. And right now they are recording Indiana Jones 5, but when will we see the trailer? When it's going to drop? I don't know. Okay, so there's that. And Pirates of the Caribbean, well, I kind of did like the last one, but I don't know if people liked it. And also, Johnny Depp's not doing so well right now. I don't know, so there's that. So if you're complaining about that, I'm like, there's that. And this movie, by the way, there is a part, so there's that, like you said. Emily Blunt does remind me a bit of Jack Sparrow, so there's that. And, in the beginning, there's a little scene that kind of remind me of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So there's that part. But then overall, like, Emily Blunt's character, I think, is great. She doesn't really evolve as a person, but she does kind of figure out certain things happening. Like, she feels like she's capable of doing certain things, and I feel like I really do like her character. Now, then there's Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character, which is Frank. Frank, as you watch the movie, he doesn't evolve as a character. You kind of start on, it's not nothing like that. It's more like you start unraveling and you start understanding certain things about him. Like, you learn more about him throughout the movie progress. So there's that, and there is a third character, but that character, you could say, is a comedy relief, but at the same time it's not, because it feels like this character wants to be really intentional. Overall, these three characters, I think they're great. The chemistry between Emily Blunt's character and Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character, I think it was good. It's not like, it's not like Dwayne The Rock Johnson is like, I can handle this, don't worry about it. No, it's kind of like Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character is giving Emily Blunt time to shine for a bit, and then also Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character, Frank, he wants to shine. So it's kind of like a little bit of both, and the chemistry, I think, is really good. And also, by the way, this movie sold me by the idea of what this movie is going to be about, and then also the two actors. Also, this movie is based around a ride. A lot of people know. I actually gone to this ride, Disneyland. So this ride is actually pretty nice. And yes, in the trailer, probably see how, like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's character says, now you get to see the other side of a waterfall. It's kind of funny to me because I've gone on that ride, and it's a pretty cool ride. And there's certain things in that ride that are based around this movie. And I've gone to the back of that waterfall, and it's funny, And a lot of these people, they call them skippers or something like that, so that's funny. So there's that. By the way, this movie was going to come out last year, but then COVID-19 happened, and I feel like the reason why they were delaying this movie is because they wanted Disneyland to reopen, and then, so because if if Disneyland wasn't open and they would release this movie, then this movie's based around the ride. So I feel like that's what they wanted. They wanted the Disneyland to be open so you can go on the ride, and also like, you know, the movie, right? So you get more people to go on the ride, and then movies and stuff like that. Which this movie is based around the ride. I feel like the last movie that's based around is Tomorrowland. Which, to be honest, dude, I do love that movie. I love it a lot, except for the last 20 minutes of that movie. I don't watch the movie. I just watch the trailers because that's the way it is. I love the movie, but I hate the 20 minutes of it. There were huge letdowns. There's that, but regardless, man, this movie, a lot of people say this movie's for kids or something like that. And look, man, if it reminds me of Indiana Jones, The Mummy, and I don't know what else, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, how old were you when you saw these movies? Exactly. I saw this movie because it was a Disney movie, and I love Disney. So, and also Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt. Why not, right? So there's that. And like people are saying, well, if this movie is bad, it's like it wasn't meant for you. It was meant for kids. I'm like, there's no movie that's meant for kids. If you say this movie is bad, then that's your opinion. You can say that. I don't care if it's a Disney movie or not. They spend a lot of money to make a movie. The director poured his heart, soul, and effort into making it. So it's like, no, because directors don't make movies for kids. You know, they make movies because they want to make a movie, okay? And that's the one thing that always irritates me a lot. So there's that. Overall, the story felt a little bit like, it was a little bit interesting, but got to a point where it was pretty flat. So there's that. The action was quite good. I like the action. There's a villain in here. I'm not going to spoil that, so there's that part. And also the CGI. There's a snake that I saw in there that was, I could tell it was CGI. There was a jaguar, which I believe it was CGI. There's certain characters that I've seen that were CGI. The entire movie is not CGI, by the way. Just certain characters were CGI, because obviously certain characters had to be CGI because the way they move and the way they are, they look weird, you know. So there's that. But the CGI, I feel like there's 3 levels of CGI. One of them is CGI as in like, what's it called? As like it's bad and you cannot watch it. The other one's actually CGI in the middle, where it's like you can tell CGI, but you just don't care because it looks good enough and you can just watch it and be fine with it, right? The other one is where you cannot tell that it's CGI, that it's crazy, that's so realistic that you can't really tell. So much like the Jungle Book. Well, this one I feel like it lies in the middle because some of these things I can kind of tell they're CGI, but I don't care because I still enjoyed it, you know. I still think it was bad. I still don't think it was bad. So there's that. But I was able to enjoy it. Like, they passed for me. So there's that. And the way the cinematography looked, it looked really beautiful. The whole sunset vibe, and all that stuff. The story felt a little bit flat, like I said. So there's that. Overall, this movie, I thought it was good. It's a really good movie. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it's a good movie. You know, I remember watching a review of this guy. He talked about, well, I wish there was more puzzle solving like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, this movie is not trying to be Indiana Jones. And if it was trying to be Indiana Jones, why would it ever want to be like Indiana Jones if there already is an Indiana Jones movie? I don't know. It's supposed to be, you know, Jungle Cruise or something like that. I don't know. But this movie overall, I really did freaking enjoy it. You know, I love these 2 actors or stuff like that. I think it's great. Overall, I give this movie a B. The reason why I gave it a B is because it was good enough to watch it on the movie theater, which I saw it on my phone and stuff. And I feel like if I would watch it in the movie theater, it would have been a little bit better. It would be, so don't skip on this movie. But overall, I think it was a B just because I feel like it was missing something. Like there's some wow factor, something that will that really would make the story be a little bit more better. But that's about it, you know. Overall, the movie, would I recommend you watching a movie theater? Yes. Would I recommend you buying this movie? Maybe not. Like DVD and stuff like that, maybe not, because Like I said, it was missing something. Like personally, me, when I'm going to buy a movie, a DVD 4K or something like that, it needs to be a movie that is really like amazing, like 100%. And this movie, it is good. I really do. The things that draw me into this movie are the two actors, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt, and all that stuff. And I really do like that. You know, I mean, those characters, but I feel like it was missing just one thing. Just that one thing. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the poster. The Jungle Cruise font looks really good. Looks really old school, you know, and stuff like that. And also like the poster they made, it looks really nice, and I feel like I would like to make one myself. I won't search online like if I've seen people making or something like. But I do love that poster. That poster looks really crisp, really nice. I do love it. So there's that. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys later, and yeah, bye.